Hey guys, what's up? Hope you are doing well. I'm planning to do Q&A right now because I've previously uploaded a stories where people can put in their questions. What's up, Craig? Buffalo Jack, DJ Fox, welcome. And I'm gonna answer a few of those questions right now. If you have a question too, feel free to drop it right there underneath. And I'll start answering those questions. Welcome, DJ Rose. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Welcome, Des. Third Vibes, welcome. Okay, guys, let's start off with the first one, which is from Fran Lorero. Tips to improve your workflow. It's a good question. It's something that's important in my opinion, because if you... Somebody called me. Sorry. Tips to improve workflow. It's important to have a good workflow because having a good workflow means that you're efficient with your time. And as a music producer, one of the things that could save a lot of time is creating templates. So creating templates, when I say that, I mean that if you work in Logic, for example, or if you work in Cubase or Fruity Loops, you can create a template. So once you open up that template, the basic things that you always use are already in place. So you don't have to create like 10 channels, you don't have to add that FX that you always use or that EQ that you always use. You can create one template that has all of those things in it, which will save you about probably 30 minutes, 20 minutes each time you open up a new project. So every time you feel like you want to make music, you can just open up the template and can start putting out all your creative stuff out there instead of making all those channels and adding all those effects and stuff. So yeah, that's one of the things that helps me a lot to improve my workflow. What's up, everyone who's just checking in right now? What's up, Des, Kimba Sounds, Rosenart, welcome, Mohit, Furby, welcome, Third Vibes, what's up, Avini, Jan, Switchblade, Mitchell, welcome. Just answering some questions here. Do you remember Kelder Club? It was for my mom and dad. Yeah, I do remember it. It's actually where everything started. Back at the time where Bassjackers and Apter were playing there. That was the time where I was playing in my hometown as well. So good times. What's up, Sick Music? Canadian Dudes. Advice for Spotify promotion. When it comes down to Spotify promotion, it's like a hand-to-hand combat game. And I mean that you have to reach out to those playlist owners yourself. Because you kind of have to create a relationship with those owners of those playlists, because they need to grant you the favor to place your music in there. Right now, there's a lot of demand of music that needs to be placed in, of course, Spotify playlists, and especially the more famous ones. So paying for it is one way to do it, but I don't really believe that always is the best way to do it. I think long-term is the best way to do it, and long-term is building a relationship with that owner. So staying in contact with him, reaching out to him, checking in with him, how he's doing, showing that you're interested in his personality, in his life, and try to make a friendship, like a relationship. And that works the best in long-term. Okay, let's pick another one. This one. Can I get some feedback on my first song? Yes, you can, but only during the feedback sessions, which I do every week on Tuesday at 4 CEST, 4 p.m. CEST. So if you want feedback, make sure to check those sessions. Another one. How to get the attention from a publisher without a name in the scene? Interesting question. A publisher. Normally, you will pique the interest of a publisher if you make great music. If they hear your music and think like, hey, this guy could really sell some records, and this music could be featured on the radio or in a movie or maybe in games, for example. So if they feel like your music is good enough to be featured in such things, that's the moment when a publisher might become interested, because that's what they make their money on. So making good music that is sellable, that's about it, in my opinion. Let's pick another one. SoundCloud message or email? Both. Try to use all the platforms out there, all the ways to communicate to other artists or to other DJs, because why not use them while they're there, right? So it's easy to use all the platforms available, but if you use another platform like SoundCloud, for example, make sure that you communicate in the ways that the platform is built. So on SoundCloud, for example, it's mostly artists, right, who are there. But if you're on Instagram, it could be a different platform, could be different people, different tone of voice. So try to keep that in the back of your mind. And also remember that an email, well, especially if you don't know the person, probably doesn't get open, and a direct message probably has more open rates. What was your favorite gig? Poof. I had a lot of crazy gigs, but one of the best ones that I had was the one in Belgrade, Serbia. That's probably because I didn't expect it to be that great, and it turned out to be the best, like awesome. Let's check. Is it good to apply the same reverb on all elements in the track? No, not on all elements. The thing is that some people like to use one reverb for all, like they create a bus and they put the reverb on it and they use that same reverb for every element in the track. I don't like to work like that, but that's just a personal way of working, I guess. I like to be in control of every channel, including every reverb. So I use different reverbs on different channels. But yeah, I know that there's a lot of people out there who do like to work with one reverb for every element in the track. They just throw it on a bus and use it as a send. So it's not the way how I like to work, but other people do. So it's a matter of taste, you know. In the end, the only thing that really matters is how it sounds. So if you can manage to pull it off by just using one reverb, if you can get the result that makes you happy with using one reverb, why change it, right? Let's check the comment section. What's up, everyone? Checking in, welcome. Steve's News, Weed Music, Karan. I'm learning DJing. Can you give me tips for beginners? Make a lot of hours. Train, practice, practice, practice. That's the only thing I want to give as a tip, because you learn the skill by practicing. It's the only way. What's the better workflow for mixing? I think it's a personal thing, because I know that I like to mix my songs during the process of creating the song. So when I'm creating the song, I already like to hear some sort of an end result. So I mix it during the production process. But I also know people who just put out all the creative stuff they have in their mind and mix it afterwards. So for me, it works best if I mix everything during the production process. Let's see. Where is it? I Simon in the house. How are you? I'm doing good, actually. As you can see, I'm working from home still, probably as the same as the rest of the world. I'm feeling healthy. I'm doing well. Not too bad. Let's check. Apply the reverb on some individual layers or apply reverb on the lead bus. It's actually the story that I just mentioned. Some people like to put it on the lead bus and some people like to put it on individual layers. Me personally, I like to put reverb on individual layers. There's no good or bad in this story. Like, the only thing in my opinion that really matters is how the end result sounds. So if you can manage to get the end result you want by putting it on a lead bus, please do it like that. If you can manage it by doing putting a reverb on every single channel, why not do that? The only thing that really matters in making music is how the end result sounds. How you've made it, nobody really cares about it. Thank you, Mehmeter. That's always great to hear. Thank you. Best closed back mixing headphones. I don't have any experience with closed headphones. I do have these, the Beyerdynamics, the DT990 Pro, and I really like those. I use them in combination with a sub pack, and for me that works perfectly. I think headphones and monitor speakers is also a matter of taste. Some people like KRK monitors, other people like Dynaudios. It's a matter of personal taste. Me personally, I like to use headphones which are open because that gives me a more comfortable experience, especially if you're using them for a longer period. But like I said, it's personal. I can really recommend these ones, the DT990 Pros. What would you say is more important in making it in the music industry? Having extraordinary music or having extraordinary connections, relationships? I would say it's a matter of both. And having connections, good connections and good relationships is definitely a must-have when it comes down to becoming successful in the music industry. So working on your network is essential. But on the other hand, if you have a really strong network but your music sucks, it kind of becomes irrelevant. So I really believe that music is like the fundament of it all. The music should always be good, and the music is like I mentioned, the fundament of your career. But on top of that fundament, on top of that music, you do have other stuff to do, like marketing and promotion, like branding, but also building a network. So it's not like you should have one over the other. You should do all those things. All those things should be at a great level. What's up, Manny? Hope you're doing well. Sean Kanchani, Elroy, Xerus, what's up? Positiva Music, Julian Fade, what's up? If you have some questions, feel free to drop them here. Let's pick another one. How important is a sound card when it comes down to mixdown? I am not 100% sure, but I do believe that once you mix down your song, it goes through your external sound card, and that's when the quality of your sound card becomes important. So, like I said, don't pin me down on this because I'm not an expert when it comes down to those technical things. But especially when you start recording voices, for example, or instruments, that's when having a decent sound card matters. And I believe that once you render your songs, it also goes through the sound card. So the quality actually really matters. What's up, Jimmy Taylor? Welcome, Swift Runner. Let's check if there are some other questions. Getting balance and clarity in the mix where each element complements each other. I don't really see if there's a question here, but in the end, that's the whole goal of mixing, right? You want to get the right balance of all the elements that you have in your track. So finding the right balance between the bass, between the kick, between the melodies and the high frequencies, for example, that's the main goal you want to reach when you start mixing your song. So as I mentioned, I don't really see a question in here, but in the end, that's the main goal with mixing. You want to reach that ultimate balance between all the elements in your song. What's up, Jack? I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome to the live stream. I'm struggling with layering, finding the right sound for a project that is basically finished, just stuck. One thing that I see happening a lot with other producers, which might help you, is less is more. If music producers don't find the sound that they're looking for, they tend to start layering a lot. And the more layers you get, the more complicated it will get. So if you really feel like you haven't achieved to find the right sound yet, just skip it, go to the next preset, build it from scratch again. But don't get into that whole 5, 6, 7 layer thing, because you will make it so difficult to mix all those layers properly. So I would say, if you haven't found the right sound yet, keep looking and keep tuning the sound. Any tips for making music faster? I don't think making music is not necessarily something you can really speed up, as in sometimes you're just in the right zone, in the right time, in the right moment, and you are able to finish a project in 5 hours. And sometimes you're simply not, and it takes 20 hours or 40 hours or 60 hours. So I don't really believe that you can speed that process up. The one thing you can do is put yourself in the right mindset when you start making music. So before you start making music, put yourself in a mindset where your creative juices started flowing, where you are having high energy, don't feel lazy, don't feel sleepy or whatever. I think that's the thing you can do, but really speeding up your music process, I think it's hard. Let me see. Yeah, actually, someone says being motivated is the fastest way. Exactly, like that's what I mean when I say mindset. When you feel motivated, when you feel creative, that's when you can perform the best in the studio. So putting yourself in the right mindset when you go into the studio is essential, in my opinion. Any tips for getting remixes signed, especially for big artists? Well, if you want to start remixing bigger artists, you have to keep it in the back of in your mind that most of the time you need to be asked by the artist himself or by the label to do the official remix for them. So the only way to actually make an official remix for a big artist is either to get asked or to win a remix competition, for example. But there really isn't another way to do this. Yeah. Or the other ones. If I'm making EDM but also have ID for pop tracks or Moombathon, better to choose main genres or can I release all tracks? This is tough, a tough thing. You know, in the beginning of your career, especially if you're still figuring out the whole production process, I would say try everything. Like, if you want to find out what you like to produce the most, try everything. The only thing you should keep in the back of your mind is that once you start releasing songs and you keep switching genres each time, your audience will get lost and your audience won't know what to expect. And that's not what people like. People like to know what to expect from you. So for example, if you've released an EDM song first and then come with a Moombathon track, they're like, what the fuck's going on here? So I would try to keep one straight line in your genres when you start releasing music. But sure, you can make different genres on the back and never release them or sell them or release them under a different name. But always remember that when you build a brand, you want to create consistency with your style. That's the easiest things to do. What's up, lobby? Manuel, welcome. Is it really important to glue kick and bass and other similar stuff for a solid mixdown? there are no rules in music production. So, is it important? It could be important. Depends on how it sounds. If you feel like that the kick and the bass don't really feel like a whole together, in that case, I would say, yeah, try to glue them and try to make them a perfect bundle. But if you haven't used any compression or whatever and it still sounds great, why do it? You know, in the end, it only matters how it sounds, not how you've created it. What's up, Switchblade? I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. Welcome, Bad Boy Beat. Up. How to send your music for playlist curators. Sending your music to playlist curators can be done by two ways. Two effective ways. One is by using platforms like I lost the name. Submit Hub. That's it. You can use places like Submit Hub and send out your songs through multiple playlist owners at once by paying for it, for example. That might work. On the other hand, reaching out to those playlist owners themselves on Instagram or on LinkedIn, on Twitter, wherever you can reach out to them and start building up a personal relationship with them. That's the second option. There's no good or bad. Try them both. See what works best for you. How to get over the frustration of not getting any IDs. Don't be too hard on yourself. You know, especially these days, people expect to be on 200% delivering quality each fucking day. Sometimes you just have a day off, and sometimes that means you can't make a song because you're not creative, or you're not in the right mood, or not in the right mindset because maybe your aunt died or something happened in your life which affected your mindset. Life goes up and down, and sometimes it just happens that you don't have any IDs. And you should keep one thing in the back of your mind, and that's that you should be aware of the fact that you don't become lazy and don't use it as an excuse for yourself to not make music, because you should keep pushing yourself to go into that studio and try it. But if you have been staring at your screen for 2 hours straight and nothing really happens, you're not really adding any value to anyone. So that's the moment where I would leave and spend time on other stuff, like marketing and promotion, for example. What's up, Dan? I'm doing well. Hope you are doing too. How to market with zero money. Content. If you don't have any money to spend, posting content is free, and posting content still reach a lot of people. So if you don't have any money to market your music, post content. That's the best way to do it. Is it important to reach 0 dB while mastering? Yes, it is. Let's pick one here. Middle or big artists can collaborate with no-name artists, or usually it's impossible. Sometimes you can. You know, I had an interesting conversation about this with Ralph from Bassjackers. And he actually mentioned that in the end, even the bigger artists out there, it's all about the music. So if you have a song which really resonates with the artist, the bigger artist in this case, and if they feel like, whoa, this is a big hit and I wanna stick my name on this, then they probably do it and they work with you to make the track even better. So sometimes they do it. Well, I actually think that if a big artist works with a smaller artist, it's mainly because they just really like the song. So yes, it's possible. It's tough. It's a small opportunity, but it's possible. Oh, that was the washing line. Do we need to learn Dutch to join the Ham & Brood Academy? I am not sure. Maybe they have an English version of it. I'm not sure. Any other questions here? No, let's check this. Should producer change his style of genre? That's what I talked about a couple of minutes earlier. I would be careful with switching genres because that's when your audience might get confused. Your audience wants to know what they can expect, and if you keep switching up between genres, they might get confused, and you can lose them. You can lose their interest, and that's not what you want. So I would try to stick with one genre. I currently do not use mixing headphones while producing. Any good recommendations you have, Joey? Yes, I like this one. The Beyerdynamics DT990 Pro. Affordable, decent quality, works great. I sent email and they said I have to learn Dutch. In that case, they probably don't have an English version and you should learn Dutch. So sorry for that. Okay, guys, I think I've answered about all those questions. Thank you so much. If you would like to get feedback on your music, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. I do feedback live sessions on my Twitch channel. So if you'd like to join that, make sure to be there next Tuesday. Yeah, thanks again for participating in this live stream. I try to do more live streams in the upcoming weeks because we're all at home and it's the best way to communicate with you guys. So I will upload this as a podcast as well. And maybe I'll start doing this daily if it's possible. Yeah, I'll try to do it daily. I'll do my best. Guys, thanks. Hope you're safe. Hope you're doing well. And thanks for following me, man. Hope to see you soon. Bye.